Mysticism and science, two opposites that can apparently go hand in hand. Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character that brings them together, often looking for a rational reason to explain the paranormal. Developers Frogwares have brought the adventures of Holmes to life in their series of games. But is The Devil's Daughter arguably one of the worst experiences that I somehow managed to finish? Hey, I'm Lloyd from UnCapt Gaming, and I love detective games, often taking the player away from the chaotic worlds of multiplayer FPSs and hack-and-slash action games. These games offer a much slower experience, one where you must take your time to put two and two together, uncovering clues to find the mystery. The Devil's Daughter is the 8th installment in the Frogwares franchise, and one where they made some drastic changes. An all-new Sherlock and Watson, new voice actors, new looks, and new gameplay mechanics. And to be honest, the game just kind of fell flat. The detective side of things were cool, using Holmes' special skills of deduction to find hidden clues and examining his interviewees with pristine precision to unlock new questions. Then you get to use your real-life deduction skills to piece everything together in this elaborate mind map. Or you could just simply use a walkthrough. This is really cool because there's 2 or 3 different suspects that could have done the crime, and you could honestly believe that every single one of them did it. But then comes along the action scenes, and boy were these tedious. They just felt so unnecessary and drawn out. There's one specific chase scene that just seemed to never end. You had to manage your short-lived stamina bar by hiding behind a never-ending number of rocks. Then in part 4 of this unnecessary chase sequence, you have to use your detective vision to find your path. If not, you drown, and you're getting shot at. It just started bad, and then it just got worse. It felt like they tried to play on the success of the Guy Ritchie's films with Robert Downey Jr., and it just didn't bode well for the game. Bloated is the word I'd use for these scenes. Then it tries to be sort of open world, where you can roam the almost empty streets of London, for no other reason than to find one house. This happens a couple of times in the early game, and it just didn't blend well with the click and point style detective genre. It just adds to the tediousness. Like, these games can get quite tedious anyway, with the numbers of times you're going back and forth. But on top of that, you've got to now remember where exactly number 4 is. And then there's my next point, the never-ending loading screens. These were just an absolute chore. On the Xbox version, it felt like these lasted a lifetime, and I strongly believe the devs knew this. Why? Because they added a button prompt to open the cool elaborate mind map I mentioned earlier, when you could literally do it at any other point in the game. There are also some other issues that involve dodgy looking animations, texture, and clipping, which just adds to the problems within the game. Despite this, I slugged my way through and even managed to achieve a very easy 1000 gamer score. I mean, put your hands up, who doesn't love a bit of achievement hunting here and there? But there's one simple reason I completed it. I really wanted to know who done it. And I'll give Frogwares their dues here. They kept me guessing and wanting more. So finally to the answer, is this the worst game I've ever completed? I mean, the game was okay. It was okay, nothing special. It was just a bog standard detective game. But forcing yourself through the loading screens and the action sequences did make me roll my eyes a couple of times. Okay, maybe 90. I've got a counter. I'm gonna say it's arguably one of the weakest, but kudos to Frogwares for keeping me in the game for 7 hours somehow. So, have you played Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter? Let me know in the comments, including whether you got on with it better than I did. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to UnCapt for more unprofessional opinions on games. See you next time.